A warm good evening to you all. The only way to finish is to start. So let's start the 558th meeting of Sharjah Toastmasters Club. And I welcome you all to the very first club contest of STMC for the year 2021-2022. Now, the mission of a Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now, for the smooth proceedings of the meeting, I request everybody to switch off their mobiles or to keep them on the silent mode, starting with me. Here we are. The other one. There you go. Now, it's well said by Graham Cairns that you cannot do today's business with yesterday's tools. So, dear Toastmasters, we all need to follow the protocol of online meetings. These are attendees will be admitted only at the time of applause. All the contestants, kindly keep your videos on throughout the meeting and change your display name as directed. And lastly, but not the least, please mute yourself when it's not your turn to speak to avoid distraction. Zoom Master will take care of that as well. Be attentive mentally and virtually and use the reaction buttons to encourage the participants. Kindly follow the rules and regulations as per the emergency at your place, if any. Please note that as per the Toastmasters guidelines, we all should refrain from speaking about sex, religion, and politics during this meeting. Now, it gives me great honor to introduce an enthusiastic, energetic, ebullient, and eloquent Toastmaster, who is also today's Master of Ceremonies as the debate moderator. A maritime professional who constantly strives to do better and get better. He achieved the checkered Distinguished Toastmaster title, the pinnacle in this journey of learning and communication, earlier this year. Please join me in welcoming our very own President, Distinguished Toastmaster Regis Chulail, with a huge round of applause. President Regis, the stage is yours to lighten up. Over to you.
Thank you, Sharjah Tams, dear Toastmaster Soumya Keloth, for your kind and encouraging words, for your clear manifestation of ground rules, for your unparalleled energy in setting up the tone, and for your uncompromising quality of delivery as always. We are blessed to have you as the Sharjah Tams. Honorable Division K Director, Toastmaster Shashidhar Bairapu, eminent panel of judges, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. It is my honor, pride, and privilege to welcome each and every one of you to the annual club debate contest of Sharjah Toastmasters. With the power vested in me as the president of Sharjah Toastmasters, I declare meeting number 558 as opened. Let's give a round of applause for ourselves. A few days back, I was contemplating the possibilities of increasing my knowledge, enhancing my awareness about several things. And I thought of reading, really good, but I want more. I thought of listening, excellent, it's a good thing, but I want more. I thought of talking, but I want more. I was looking for something where I would talk and others would talk. I was looking for something where I would listen to others while remaining silent, and others would listen to me by remaining silent. I would talk with respect to others, and others would talk with respect to me. I was looking for something where I would disagree with others while respecting them, and others would disagree with me while respecting me. I would learn from others while disagreeing with them, and others would disagree with me while learning from me. Where do I get everything in one package and a full package? And I got the answer: debate. Yes, today we have the golden opportunity today to learn from others at the time conveying our message, while respecting others, taking their viewpoints, continuing to learn by continuing to educate. Everything in one package. And today we are there, the annual club debate contest of Sharjah Toastmasters. It would be a great miss for our members who are not present today, and I hope everyone would join. And it is also imperative, I thought I would share with you two main points which I found very interesting. One, it is better to debate a question without settling it than settle a question without debating it. And number two, debate is healthy and no one has the monopoly of being right. So that is all about debate which is happening today. For the information of our guests, I have a request. Please be in the meeting. Please remain in the meeting throughout. After the meeting, after the contest are over, we would love to hear from you. We would be asking questions to you after that. Please, about your opinion, please remain with us. And now, it's time to kickstart. It's time for actions now. And who would kickstart the process? Our own Division K Director, Toastmaster Shashidhar Bairapu, who has graciously accepted our request to be the chief judge of today, and who found from his busy schedule, who has shown the magnanimity of becoming the chief judge of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome our Division K Director and the chief judge of the day, Toastmaster Shashidhar. Toastmaster Shashidhar, the stage is yours, sir.
Thank you. Good evening, all. Wish you all the very best to each and every debater from the Sharjah Toastmaster Club. I won't be taking much of your time. You're all set and your moderator is all set. There's some technical problem with my laptop, so I'm connecting with my tab. So I'll switch off my camera after this one, but I will be here and I'll be helping you with the contest. So please proceed. Wish you all the very best, Toastmaster DTM Rajesh Chulial and the Sharjah Toastmaster Club.
Thank you so much, Chief Judge, Toastmaster DKD, Toastmaster Shashidhar. Good evening once again and welcome back once again to Sharjah Toastmasters Club Annual Contest. I'm your moderator of this debate contest as announced by the Chief Judge. Let me explain contest rules in general, which please pay attention, especially the debaters of the day. Toastmasters' core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence need to be always maintained. Participants are not allowed to wear any badges showing their accomplishments or positions, including the participant name in this online meeting. Naming convention provided by organizing team to be followed strictly. When the debate commences, if the three members of the team do not respond and appear on screen to participate within 2 minutes, the team will be disqualified on grounds of being timed out. The results announced by the chief judge will be final and no protest can be lodged once the decision is announced. Protest will be entertained on the grounds of eligibility, that is good standing member, or personal accusation, personal attack, abuses, discriminatory remarks, and abusive language. Originality of the content shall not be a reason for protest, since this is a debate and material would be researched from various sources. Protests, if any, should be lodged only with the chief judge or with the debate moderator. Based on the scores recorded by the judges, winning participants of annual debate shall be declared. In the event of a tie, with the decision of the tie-breaking judge will be used. And these are the rules of the debate. Please pay attention once again. Debate is happening on 2 different topics today, and we are having 4 teams. They will be, as the semi-final round, they will be a team speaking for the motion and second team speaking against the motion. Speaking order is as follows. Opening speaker from team speaking for the motion, then the opening speaker from the team speaking against the motion, the rebuttal speaker from the team speaking against the motion, and then the rebuttal speaker from team speaking for the motion, then the closing speaker from the team speaking against the motion, then the closing speaker from team speaking for the motion. Taboo topics of sex, politics, and religion always need to be avoided. Respect should be shown to each of the participating members and teams. No speaker shall insult, abuse, accuse, or assault an opponent personally during their speech. Timings will be as follows. Opening and rebuttal speakers from each team will have 3 minutes to get their points across. Timer will show green light at the end of 2 minutes, yellow at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red at 3 minutes. There will be a grace of 10 seconds, after which the speaker would be muted. Closing or summary speaker will have 2 minutes to summarize the points of his or her team. Timer will show green at the end of 1 minute, yellow at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red at 2 minutes. There will be a grace of 10 seconds, after which the speaker will be muted. Our timer for today is Toastmaster Kanti. He will be spotlighted along with the speaker. After every contestant have finished speaking, there will be 30 seconds of silence for the judges to mark the ballots. Timing starts from the first verbal or non-verbal communication by the speaker after the go-ahead from the moderator. During the debate, all the 6 contestants, the timer and moderator, will keep their video on and be active as part of the debate. In case of connection loss, a maximum of 2 minutes grace period will be given for the contestant to join back and resume his or her speech from where they left. The timer will note the time at the time which the contestant lost connection and liaise with the chief judge on the same. When the speaker begins again, he will be informed of his remaining time and he can continue from the point in his speech where he or she got disconnected. The contestant will get an extra 10 seconds for their 2 to 3 minute speaking time for continuity purpose. During the time we are waiting for the contestant to come back online, the remaining contestants shall continue online with the video turned on. As I said, there will be 2 debates as semi-final with 12 contestants participating in total. Winners from each debate will proceed to final, which would be conducted after the semi-finals as mentioned in the agenda. Best 3 speakers will be selected who will proceed to division contest to represent Sharjah Toastmasters. 4th place speaker in terms of points will be the backup speaker to replace any of the first 3 speakers in case need arises. Now, I would like to introduce the team and topic for the first debate. The first debate, team speaking for the motion. The team name Sharjah Talkers, we call it Team A. Speaking order is as follows. Opening speaker, Toastmaster Preeti Mohan. Rebuttal speaker, Toastmaster Nagarajan. Closing speaker, Toastmaster Jayesh Ved. Team speaking against the motion, which is Team B. Their name is team name Sharjah Wanderers, Team B. Speaking order as follows. Opening speaker, Toastmaster Rija Gopinath. Rebuttal speaker, Toastmaster Johnny Xavier. Closing speaker, Toastmaster Mohammad Danan. Motion for the debate is working from home is productive than working from office. Can we do a pre-contest readiness check? Zoom Master, are you ready?
Yes, President and moderator, and all are spotlighted. And if anyone want to check the audio video, you can check.
I would be calling them. Chief Judge, may I have your permission to start?
Is all the participants are spotlighted?
All participants, yes, Zoom Master, all are spotlighted, right?
Yes,
Krishna,
all are spotlighted.
participated, including the timer and the moderator. So 8 people on the screen.
Yes.
Okay, timer is there, moderator is there, yes.
Sorry to interrupt, moderator and Chief Judge. Toastmaster Jai's video is frequently switching on and off. I request Toastmaster Jais to keep on the camera always. Thank you.
Yeah, I can see all the 6 on stage now, on screen now. Now I will invite the contestants one by one, and each person would be asked whether they are ready. A person can respond saying yes, so that we can ensure the person is heard and seen. Now, I would like to invite opening speaker from team A speaking for the motion, Toastmaster Preeti Mohan. Toastmaster Preeti Mohan, are you ready?
Yes, sir. Ready.
Can you see the timer?
Yeah.
You may proceed. Thank you.
Good evening, debaters, my worthy opponents, moderators, and fellow members. Our subject for today is working from home is productive than working from the office. We, Sharjah talkers, are for the motion and we agree to this motion. This work from home concept was there even before the pandemic, but only very few employers and organizations were aware of this and implemented it. Thanks to COVID for being a cause for this, as many employers started taking up work from home. Let me list down few points regarding work from home. Work from home contributed a lot to climate control. We became more environment friendly. We automatically became more socially responsible by reducing the commuting hours from home to office and vice versa. The Australian Academy of Science says that carbon emissions have greatly reduced after the pandemic. UAE saves about 1 to 1.5 metric tons of carbon dioxide per day. So working from home has a lot of environmental benefits. Parents, including us, were not able to spend quality time with our family, right? Because we were busy with our own work schedules. Now, our family relationships have become more healthy and closely knitted. Articles in the newspapers says that because of work from home during the pandemic, the number of family dispute and cases were less. Work from home helps us to take care of our personal well-being. Many of us have started everyday exercises, right? New hobbies, explored our talents, and have done a lot for our mental health. Not only that, last year, work productivity improved by 47% because of working from home, as per the statistics provided by nebusinessinfo.co.uk. Considering all the above points, we strongly believe that working from home is productive than working from the office. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Preeti Mohan. Now we'll observe 30 seconds of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Timer, please show green up at the end of 30 seconds. Now, I would like to invite opening speaker from team B speaking against the motion, Toastmaster Rija Gopinath.
Yes.
Toastmaster Rija Gopinath, are you ready?
One second. Please give 1 minute break in between so that the judges will mark.
All right, okay. Noted. I would now like to invite opening speaker from Team B, speaking against the motion, Toastmaster Rija Gopinath. Toastmaster Rija Gopinath, are you ready?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you see the timer?
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
may
sir.
proceed. Thank you.
Yes. Aristotle has said, man is by nature a social animal. Society is something that precedes the individual. My worthy opponents, moderators, and fellow Toastmasters, a very warm good evening to one and all. We Sharjah wanderers are here to speak against the motion. Working from home is more productive than working from office. There are various reasons why we just go against the motion. First of all, it lacks motivation. The need to, nothing there is nothing to motivate us to wake up, dress up, show up at the office, greet each other, and sit together under one roof, have work peacefully and take a break, have a chat, come back. That work culture is one that gives enthusiasm and finally productivity. That is a goodbye if you continue working from home. Secondly, it lacks team building. Remember, it is many heads put together that brings creative ideas. A lot of innovations are born when many people sit together and brainstorm. This face-to-face interaction is completely lost when you sit alone at home. So it's once again a goodbye to team work when you stay in isolation at home. Next, I would like to just pinpoint here that nobody can make a replica of an office at home. There are many things involved in it. Nobody can say, I have a replica of an office at home. And moreover, no home can be a substitute for any office. No home can be a substitute. And then there is one important thing which we all have to think about. That is employee burnout. Very often, many of them, they fail to clock out and they fail to demarcate between work and home life. They work beyond hours without clocking out, without putting an end. They work beyond hours. This creates a stress. So what happens? Neither the work is effective, even domestic issues will arise. There is a saying, family that stays together, prays together, stays together. But when a family sticks together 24/7, outcome, you can all decide by yourself, the outcome of it. Now, what happens because of working in loneliness is it affects the mental well-being. The mental well-being, which is very important for us to do effectively anything, there's a question mark. I'll quickly read out the statistics mentioned regarding that. The Martech Group research reveals that before COVID-19, 62% of the people had positive mental health. That declined to 28%. Job motivation, 56% to 36%. Job satisfaction went down from 57 to 32. Now, what is very important for anybody, any work, is mental jobs.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rija Gopinath. Now we would observe 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots.
DTM Regis, please unmute. Thank you.
Yeah, you may please show green at the end of 1 minute, please. Now, I would like to invite rebuttal speaker from team B speaking against the motion, Toastmaster Johnny Xavier. Toastmaster Johnny Xavier, are you ready?
Yes, please.
Can you see the timer?
Yes, I can.
You may proceed. Thank you.
My worthy opponent, Toastmasters, my moderator, and guests, a very warm good evening. And in particular, my worthy opponent opening speaker. She started saying that this pandemic, the work from home concept was even before the pandemic. And she said, thanks for that. Do you know what happened? Even you just see my hands. Now this looks like a rock. It was very puffy. It was very soft in beginning before. When the work from home started, I had to manage everything. All the washing all the households, cleaning the rooms, everything I have to do. And what management think? They think that I am working from home. I have a lot of time. So I had to sit, though it's at 6 o'clock it finished, I had to sit at 7, 8, 9. See, this is what happened to everyone. Then my worthy opponent said about the climate control and everything. Do you think it happened very well? No, not at all. Because if you would have come out during that time, you would have seen how the traffic it was. There might be a slight change, but nothing in particular. Then she was mentioning the quality time. Do you know what happens when the husband and wife sit for a long time? I don't have to say in this public. Maybe maximum 5 minutes or 10 minutes they can sit together, not more than that. And they are sitting each other, facing each other, and for a long time. Come on, what will happen there? And they are saying thanks for the work from home concept. And even my worthy opponent was saying every day people started doing exercise. Why? The entire day they are doing exercise or what? Even whether during the pandemic or work from home time or the other time, we used to have 30 minutes or maximum to maximum 1 hour, not more than that. And she has mentioned the UAE environmental has also been affected. It's simply on the papers. Nothing got changed. This work from home concept is not at all good for anyone who is really working. If someone wants to sleep at home, yes, they can. But the people who wants to work, they have to go to work office and they have to see the other faces, and only then they can. So I strongly believe working from home is not productive. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Johnny. Now we would observe 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Now, I would like to invite rebuttal speaker from Team A speaking for the motion, Toastmaster Nagarajan. Toastmaster Nagarajan, are you ready?
Yeah. Is my audio video is okay?
Can you see the timer?
Yes. Is my audio video is clear?
Yes. You may proceed.
Okay. Dear moderator and my worthy opponents and guests, good evening to all of you. The topic is very interesting. Working from home is productive than working from office. We strongly in favor of the motion. My opening speaker also said about it. Unfortunately, my speaker from the opposition side starts with man is a social animal. I would have expected something better than this one phrase. So immediately by morning, you get a lax motivation, you said, for the people, because they work from home. You want to get up, dress up nicely with a suit, and then tie, take a break in the office. These are all the motivations to work in the office. Here the topic is it productive? By dressing up and cleaning up our teeth and other things, going there, chit chat and taking a break is not productive. Are you really productive in terms of performance? So working from home is productive. These are all the things immaterial. 2, lack of building, you said, team building. Madam, that is why people used to say, people don't change when tell them there are better options. They change only when they realize there are no other options available on the table. Whether we like it or not, COVID has made us to change, to come to the Zoom line. I attended the Zoom meetings. Team building was there. Several ideas, creative ideas, innovations were given. The classic example I want to give you is Expo 2020. During the peak of the period, Expo was stopped and the team building was done excellently. It was carried out and you see the success today. They did it. So working from home is not productive in the Expo 2020. It is productive. Third one you said about nobody can make a replica of the office platform. Yes, I agree to your point. I cannot create a CCTV in my home. In my office, there is a CCTV. Do you want me to create the same office atmosphere? I have one secretary sitting there on the opposite side. I cannot bring the secretary to sit in front of me in the home. These are all trivial matters. What is more important is, are you productive at home, able to give the results? When I was working from home, I was able to contact the banks and get the results. Fourth point you said, employee burnout, work-life balance. There will be, I'm not denying because by going to the office or working from home, but you can reschedule, adjust your work accordingly and make that work-life balance maintained. So considering all, I am telling you, there is no loneliness, mental well-being and all. At home, you have got your own schedule. You can do your work. So considering all, above the points, what my opening speaker said, and also giving a rebutting reply to my rebuttal speaker, we are strongly for the motion. Working from home is productive than working from office. Back to you, moderator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nagarajan. Now we would observe 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark the ballots. I would now like to invite the closing speaker from the teams B speaking against the motion, Toastmaster Mohammad Danan. Toastmaster Mohammad Danan, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Can you see the timer?
Yes, I can.
You may proceed. Thank you.
Good evening, my worthy opponents moderators, and Toastmasters. After listening to the different interesting views, if there is one thing I want you to take away from today's debate, one thing to consider, and I'm stating this as someone who have worked in HR for over 20 years. The negative effects of working from home far outweighs any positives. As my opening speaker very well stated, consider the price of losing career opportunities. The career opportunities we will lose because we are not engaging with anyone. Consider the performance issues related to lower motivation and productivity. And consider the long-term price we will pay from mental and psychological pressure. And as my rebuttal speaker confirmed, to say, at the end of the day, our homes are our personal spaces to meet and rest. We should not substitute these homes with work locations of companies, schools, or factories. Each place has its unique function that is designed to bring the best results. Even in sports, I believe a good portion of the audience here are cricket fans. Can you become a great cricket player if you play and train alone at home? The simple answer is no, and there will be no debate about it. Therefore, I strongly stand against working from home, and I know you will be against it as well once you consider all the logical factors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohammed Danan. Now we would observe 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark the ballots.
Is everything white? I said, why is Jesus white with blonde and blue eyes? Why is the Lord Supper all white men?
Next, I would like to invite the closing speaker from Team A speaking for the motion, Toastmaster Jayesh Ved. Toastmaster Jayesh Ved, are you ready?
Audible?
Yes, sir. Can you see the timer?
Yeah.
You may proceed.
Good. Ladies and gentlemen, as a closing speaker, my job is to reinforce and summarize my opening and rebuttal speakers. And as they have very aptly put forward all the points, my task becomes easy. They say that productivity is not being busy, but productivity is all about creating the output, and with the right leadership, self-leadership and management, it motivates for the real performance, for the real standard of result, instead of empty rituals of working, dressing up or waking up in the time or commuting in the sense. These are just the medium of going towards the productivity, but ultimately, if productivity is all about meeting the targets and getting the result, it can be done without all this ritual if the platform is available. So it's all about setting your priorities right. It's all about team building, and team building we have seen, as Izzy have mentioned, it's not Expo and DTEC. These are the biggest event, and with the with the working from home feature only, this has been become a mega success. So mega success. So yes, and we find the time for exercise and yoga. Ultimately, it translates into the productivity if you are fit. And it's not about putting any working hard. Working hard is in silence is the best method. Then and your success has to be your noise. This is what they say. And then environment and all the things have been spoken by our. And at the end, I would say, as our Sergeant at Arms said, that you cannot do the business with yesterday's method. So this is the time for the new method. This is the time, new avenue, new opportunities, new requirement, new demand, and new opportunities.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jayashwed. With this, first debate session has come to an end. Now we'll have 3 minutes of silence for the judges to collate their ballots. The participation certificates will be shared to the participants later.
You may prepare the next set of
3 minutes have
debaters, but hold.
come to an end.
Yeah, prepare them, but just hold for the final opening.
All right. Okay. Now I would like to introduce the team and topic for the second debate. Team speaking for the motion, Team C, PSV Army. Speaking order as follows. Opening speaker, Toastmaster Priya Nadarajan. Rebuttal speaker, Toastmaster Venkatesh Nagarajan. Closing speaker, Toastmaster Shivakumar Selvaraj. Team speaking against the motion, Team D. The team name is Sharjah Knight Riders. Speaking order as follows. Opening speaker, Toastmaster Rakesh Misra. Rebuttal speaker, Toastmaster Ramesh Koroth. Closing speaker, Toastmaster Vishnu Raj. Motion for the debate is employers must provide accommodation to all employees. Can we do a quick pre-contest readiness check? Zoom Master, are you ready?
Yes, moderator, all are in the spotlight.
Contestants, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Chief Judge, may I have your permission to start?
Yes, please go ahead.
All right. I would like to invite opening speaker from Team C, speaking for the motion, Toastmaster Priya Natarajan. Toastmaster Priya Natarajan, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Can you see the timer?
Yes.
You may proceed.
Good evening, Chief Judge, panel of esteemed judges, debate moderator, great audience, and my worthy opponents. We, PSV Army, strongly stand for the motion. Employees must provide accommodation to all employees by substantiating the following points. A recent study by economists at the University of Warwick found that happy employees are 12% more productive and they have 65% more energy than unhappy employees. Productivity, motivation, dedication, and retention all depend on happy employees. So it's worth giving several facilities to their employees, one of which is accommodation. As we all know that approximately 35% of one's salary is spent on accommodation expenses. Maintenance and utilities are getting costlier nowadays. Think about driving. Driving is indeed stressful after work, right? Think about staff accommodation. It avoids a travel risk and time delays. It solves important issues like decreasing stress and increasing emotional resilience. It builds the principle of equal and fair treatment and right social relationship, which improves the bonding, team building, and increases the coordination at work. In India, a survey conducted by global requirement specialist Michael Page revealed work-life balance plays a key role in employees' performance at work. See, many employers also agree this and provides accommodation for all their employees to ensure they maintain healthy work-life balances. So these benefits can help the employers to differentiate their business from competitors. If you take staff accommodations are generally provided in a township or free zones owned by the employer, which is well equipped with all amenities, including schools, hospitals, gym, and entertainment venues, even including Toastmasters Club. So what more an employee wants after a busy schedule from work? Most of the industries like chemical, fertilizers, and steel offer staff accommodation in township with all facilities. If you take Reliance Jamnagar, NTPC power plants, Neyveli, NLC, Speak, Tata Steel, etc., I can say as a good example in India. Even in UAE, companies like ADNOC, Jebel Ali Free Zone, Hull Umbria Free Zone, etc. are good examples. Staff accommodations are safe and secured option for the employees as it is frequently audited by the government and private agencies like SEDEX to ensure the safety and hygiene guidelines every quarter. Then during recent corona outbreak also, if you take majority of the companies conducted the free vaccination drive at its offices and staff accommodations on a weekly basis and encourages the employees to focus better on their careers and to give more productivity, etc. So it's all, I strongly believe PSV Army stands for the motion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priyanand. Now we would observe 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark the ballots. Now, I would like to invite opening speaker from team D speaking against the motion, Toastmaster Rakesh Mishra. Toastmaster Rakesh Mishra, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Can
Am
you
I
see the
audible?
timer? Can you see the
Yes.
timer?
Yes.
You may proceed.
Very good evening, debate moderator, fellow Toastmasters, and very worthy opponents. We from Against team firmly disagree with the statements employer must provide accommodation to their employee. My worthy opponent must not forget that accommodation is always a part of employee's salary as a housing allowance. If so, employee has a right to choose their accommodation according to their needs, according to their choice, not the employer. Number two, my worthy opponent should also know the difference between the right of accommodation and the principle of accommodation. The right of accommodation any employer can make, but what about principle of accommodation? Every employer has a different need. Accommodation should not be very general. Accommodation has to be considered as a fresh. Now, according to the Social Security Basic Facts, press released on April 2nd, 2018, 1 out of 4 person is becoming a disabled before reaching to the age of 67. A standard accommodation cannot facilitate the older workers. So we are against the motion. An employer accommodation, employee is often considered as available for work 24/7. You must have heard somebody called your friends and a call to attend some emergency in the factory, and he has to rush. And the supervisor is not bothered, not hesitant to call any point to the employee and ask them to attend. But what if he's in the private accommodation? It does not happen like that. Actually, he has to think twice. Now, if we talk about negative interpersonal experiences, 59% of the death globally are caused due to the communicable disease. Are we guaranteeing this communicable disease are well spread in accommodation, in a joint accommodation? Safety, health, hygiene is not maintained properly. Overcrowded accommodation was hotspot in this coronavirus outbreak in the Gulf. I'm not saying it is ignored, but was not maintained up to the mark. Contagious disease like Ebola, bird flu, pneumonia, this all starts from the joint accommodation. So why we should appeal for the employer's accommodation? Well, let them choose as per their requirement, their choice. And what about the private life? Many times accommodation turns as a shared accommodation. And if so, what about the private life? Let's keep the private life private. July 2019 survey of Khaleej Times released on 23rd July, it proves that 28% of the employee experience negative stress in a joint accommodation. This could be due to the many reasons. People have their own way of dealing the situation of stress. They like to play with the pet half an hour every evening, watch TV, and it works as a stress buster for them. So we are against the providing accommodation by the employer. Thank you. Back to you, the debate moderator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rakesh Mishra. We will now observe 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark the ballots. Now I would like to invite rebuttal speaker from team D speaking against the motion, Toastmaster Ramesh Koroth. Toastmaster Ramesh Koroth, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Can you see the timer?
Yes.
You may proceed.
Thank you, debate moderator, chief judge, judges, fellow Toastmasters, and my worthy opponent. A warm good evening to all of you. Today, my worthy opening speaker came up with some beautiful points. I wanted to thank her, but I want to tell you that none of her points are close to reality. It looked like we all are living in a fantasy world. She came up with some points. I will go through some points. She mentioned that work-life balance improve when employer provide their accommodation to the employees. I wanted to tell you that if employer provide an accommodation to employees, employer will consider employee as a full-time employee. You will be called at any time by your manager because employer take it for granted that your rent has been paid by the company. So you should be ready for work at any time. So instead of improving your work-life balance, your work-life balance will be collapsed if you get an accommodation from your employer. And another beautiful point my worthy opponent put forth today is that all the accommodation provided by the employers are in a township with amenities like a gymnasium, even with Toastmaster Club. I wanted to ask her, with the country we are living in, United Arab Emirates, how many labor camps have a Toastmaster Club? How many camps you see amenities like a gymnasium and sports facilities? If you get as an employee an accommodation from the employer, they are of poor quality, unhygienic, and not up to the standard at all. They will definitely impact the employee's health and social life. My worthy opponent also mentioned that travel to work will be reduced if an employee get an accommodation from employer. My dear worthy opponent, here in UAE, most of the employer provided accommodations are in Qaim and Ajman, places like, and they are working in Dubai. Every day, the laborers are traveling 2.5 hours to reach the workplace. So that point is not valid at all. And one point you mentioned that 35% of the expenses by the employees are spent for home rent. I agree that point. But if you get an accommodation as an employee from the employer, your employer is going to deduct 50% from the salary. So they may give you an accommodation, but they will definitely cut 50% from your salary. So in effect, you as an employee will be impacted. And also my worthy opponent mentioned that safe and secure environment. And during COVID vaccine, the government agencies provided vaccine drive in the employees' workplace. Vaccines are provided to everyone, regardless where you are living. It doesn't matter whether the accommodation is provided by employer or you are living your own accommodations. That point is also not valid. By all this point, I wanted to reiterate the fact that I'm against the motion, that me and my team are against the motion that employer must provide accommodation to all employees. Over to you, moderator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramesh Koroth. Now we would observe 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Toastmaster Kanti, can you please remove me from the spotlight, this slide? And now, I would like to invite rebuttal speaker from team C speaking for the motion, Toastmaster Venkatesh Nagarajan. Toastmaster Venkatesh Nagarajan, are you ready?
Yes.
Can you see the timer?
Yes.
You may proceed, please.
Good evening, debate moderator, chief judge, anonymous judges, wonderful opponents, and amazing audience. We, PSV Army, were originally a team of 3, but once I heard the opening speech of our worthy opponent, suddenly we felt that our team got strengthened with one more team member. I actually put the thinking cap to jot down the points, but I feel there's very little opportunity to use it anymore. The points which our worthy opponent mentioned favored the cause, the motion on the floor at the moment. Regrettably, I noticed that our worthy opponents don't recognize the fact that there is a Ministry of Environment, there is a Ministry for Labor, and there is a Ministry for Health. Which world are we living in? You go from Kerala to Kampala, or you travel from Sydney to Sharjah. We have a lot of organizations which have successfully ensured that the employers take care of the accommodation. Now, here are the points which I want to bring more clarity, and I'm sure at the end of this, my worthy opponents would also team up and we'll make this PSV Army as member of 6 people. What are the points he mentioned? First, he said that accommodation is always part of salary by choice. Now, the terms of employment are offered by the employer. Fine. So the employer gives an opportunity for you to take it. If you don't take it, that's the fate what you are going to enjoy. Next part, what I understand is the opponent said it's a right by principle. And 1/4 of the people in the camps got disabled because of accommodation. You mean to say that the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Labor were sleeping? Aren't the people who are staying with the employees in the accommodation not going to raise the alarm bell? And what really irked me or surprised me is 24/7 they are expected to come and work. Of course, if they are willing to work, they are paid overtime. Any law of the world entails the employer to give the overtime allowance to the employees who stretch that extra bit to serve the organization. Also, 59% of death caused by communicable disease. That is that even if you stay in an outside building, how many flats and how many buildings right here in Sharjah got quarantined during the corona? So, my dear friends, please don't get disillusioned by these thoughts. And the cream of all the points where I felt that our worthy opponent belongs to us was, he said, during corona, let us say it was not ignored. So there itself it is taken care that it was not ignored. So these points put together strengthen our argument, and we PSVRB firmly believe that employers must necessarily provide accommodation to their employees. We rest our case.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venkatesh Nagarajan. Now it's time for us to observe 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Next, I would like to invite the closing speaker from the team D speaking against the motion, Toastmaster Vishnu Raj. Toastmaster Vishnu Raj, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready, Team Ramesh.
Can you see the timer?
Yes, I can see the timer.
You may proceed, please.
Good evening, Chief Judge, debate moderators, fellow Toastmasters, and my worthy opponents. What we witnessed is a classical debate wherein our team, Sharjah Night Riders, are strongly against the motion. Employers must provide accommodation to all the employees. We are against the motion. Our opening speaker convincingly reiterated that providing accommodation won't be same for all. Each individual needs are different. By forcing people to stay in a particular room might adversely affect the productivity of the employees. Often company accommodation always part of employee salary. So in the form of housing allowance. So the employees have the right to choose their own accommodation. Company should not interfere into their personal freedom. So he clearly mentioned stress level are high in the joint accommodations. Opening speaker provided statistical data to support the motion. As per the college time survey, 28% of the employees experience negative stress in joint accommodation. And private life of employees are affected. In company accommodation, employees are often considered as available for 24 hours. Many times, accommodation runs are shared accommodation. Opening speaker also provided the statistical data. 59% of the death globally caused due to communicable diseases. UNICEF supporting document he mentioned. So not only coronavirus, Ebola, bird flu, pneumonia, many diseases can be affected through the sharing accommodation. Our rebuttal speaker strongly rebutted the opening speaker's point. He clearly mentioned that none of the points were close to reality. Work-life balance will not improve in sharing accommodation. He also reiterated that accommodation lack hygiene and the sports facility and other basic amenities. Most labor accommodation are in Umailquin, Ajman, or far places. So we strongly against the motion. Employers must provide accommodation to all the employees. Over to you, moderator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vishnu. Let's now observe 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark the ballots. Next, I would like to invite the closing speaker from Team C speaking for the motion, Toastmaster Shivakumar Selvaraj. Toastmaster Shivakumar Selvaraj, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Can you see the timer?
Yeah.
You may proceed.
1 second, there is some echo. Please reconfirm the audio.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Good evening,
You may
debate
proceed.
moderator. Good evening, debate moderator, worthy opponent, and great audience. Over the past 10 to 15 minutes, it's clear and we all learned that employers must provide accommodation to all employees. To sum up, let me recap some of the points addressed and let me summarize. Our opening speaker clearly demonstrated why accommodation to be provided to all employees. Approximately 35% of one's salary is spent on accommodation expenses. Providing staff accommodation avoids travel risk and time delays and improves their employees' bonding and increases their coordination at work. With the help of the facts and research, She clearly demonstrated that work-life balance plays a key role in employees' performance at work, and it's employers' responsibility to provide accommodation for all their employees to ensure they maintain a healthy work-life balance. She further strengthened the argument by stating staff accommodation are safe and secure, as it has been frequently inspected by government agencies. She also shared about the vaccination drive conducted by the employers in the accommodation to protect their employees during corona outbreak. Our rebuttal speaker thrashed each and every point addressed by the opponent speaker. He refuted all the points by stating Ministry of Environment, Labor and Health are monitoring keenly the accommodation and ensuring safety standards are followed. He further strengthened the argument by stating 24/7 employees expected to work. However, if they are working, they are getting paid overtime. Many laborers are getting disabled because of accommodation. Not even if they stay outside, still they get bound to diseases if they didn't take care well. Hence, for all these reasons, we reiterate that employers must provide accommodation to all employees, and we strongly believe the same. We rest the case. Thank you all.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sivakumar. With this, the second debate session has come to an end. Now we'll have 3 minutes of silence for the judges to collate their ballots. Participation certificates would be shared now. And at the end of 3 minutes, we would equally wait for the chief judge to announce the winning teams who would proceed to the finals later today. Thank you all.
Yes, moderator, you may proceed.
Thank you, Chief Judge. Would you please now announce the winning teams who would proceed to the final?
Yes, those who wanted to come on camera, you can come on, and remove spotlight for the team CD. Are you all ready for the results? Okay, the first debate we had. One second. The first debate we had today was work from home is more productive than work from office. And the winning team who proved that debate on Zoom is productive. It's team A, who spoke for work from home is more productive than work from office. And the second debate we had in a row is employers must provide accommodations to all employees. And I think I need to pack my bags to go to the office accommodation. And the winning team is team C. Employees must provide accommodation to all employees. And now the new team that will be competing is team A versus team C. Team A will be speaking for the motion and team C will speak against the motion. And I think we'll be starting immediately.
Chief Judge, could we take a quick break of 3 minutes for me to write enter the script, as well as in the meantime?
Comfort
Yeah.
break. Make it 5 minutes. Make it 5
Our
minutes.
speaking order is changed now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Opening by me.
Speaking order.
Opening by Nagarajan. Rebuttal by Jayeshwed. Closing by Preeti Mohan. Thank you.
Chief Judge and moderator, with your permission, I would like to announce all the final speakers. Please rename according with your position. For example, DTM, for example, Nagarajan, F, final means F. Again, for the motion F and opening O, FFO, Nagarajan, like that. Thank you. Toastmaster Priya, your is final and against the motion. So FAO, please. Thank you.
Team C, please confirm your speaking order. Is the same order or any change?
I have done.
Anyone from team C, please confirm your speaking order. Will it be the same as opening speaker by Toastmaster Priya and Toastmaster Venkatesh Nagarajan as rebuttal speaker and Toastmaster Shiv Kumar as summary speaker, or any change? I request team C
third team
to
member
confirm.
Yes.
Jayeshwed.
Chief Judge, that is Speaker Toastmaster Jayeshwed is not in the meeting now.
Yeah. Team C. Team C. TSV Army is the same speaking order or any change of speaking?
Same order.
Okay.
Sorry, my system got hung for a moment. That's why.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah,
fine,
it will be the same.
Yeah, log in.
Same, I'm
We are in the
renaming.
finals. Yeah, Jayesh is now coming in.
Chief Judge, are we ready to go?
Yes.
All right. Zoom Master, can you please remove the spotlight, please?
There is no spotlight here. You are in the speaker mode. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the finals now. After a hard-fought round of semi-finals, the best of the best have now reached the finals. And it's my pleasure now to introduce the team and topic for the final. Team speaking for the motion, Team A, speaking order as follows. Opening speaker, Toastmaster Nagarajan. Rebuttal speaker, Toastmaster Jayesh Ved. Closing speaker, Toastmaster Preeti Mohan. Team speaking against the motion, Team C. Speaking order as follows. Opening speaker, Toastmaster Priya Natarajan. Rebuttal speaker, Toastmaster Venkatesh Nagarajan. Closing speaker, Toastmaster Shivakumar Selvaraj. Motion for the debate is face masks should be made mandatory forever. Contestants, are you ready?
Yes.
Chief Judge, may I have your permission once again?
Just 1 second. Toastmaster Jayesh, please check your speaker, the naming this thing. I think one more F need to be added. Toastmaster Kanti, please confirm.
Yeah, Toastmaster Jais, please unmute yourself. And I saw your message. You are not able to unmute. Yeah, please rename also. Thank you.
It's FFR Jayesh. You need to add one more F. That's it. Okay, please go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Chief Judge. Now in the finals, I would like to invite opening speaker from Team A, speaking for the motion, Toastmaster Nagarajan. Toastmaster Nagarajan, are you ready?
Yes, ready.
Can you see the timer?
Where is he? Ah, he's there. Okay.
You may proceed, please.
Dear moderator and my worthy opponents, good evening to all of you and congratulations for reaching the finals now. The topic is very clear. Is face mask should be made mandatory forever. Of course, we are for the motion. Apart from going for the motion, I would say even in my private life too, it should be made compulsory 24/7. There is no denying the fact how much we suffered in the last 18 to 19 months. I was one of the victims for not taking care of the face masks. I did not care about that. Taken it very lightly. I was asymptomatic case. Not only asymptomatic, I made my family member also one of them to suffer because of my ignorance. So face mask should be made compulsory, no doubt about it, ever, forever. What is that says? World Health Organization, everybody supports it. In fact, some Asian countries are having this face mask usage even before pandemic. You all recall the SARS epidemic. So countries like Japan, South Korea, China were using this. And they're all controlled when this real pandemic came. So face mask should become part and parcel of our life. What it said, the Robert Koch Institute, this is a famous RKI, they known is, it said, despite being there is no evidence for self-protection, okay, they said, but covering the mouth and nose can trap infectious droplets that are expelled from when the mask wearer is speaking, coughing, or sneezing. This is where the face mask is designed to protect people from the face mask wearer. By wearing this mask, what is your problem? You are not only protecting yourself, you are also protecting the other party else. So, ladies and gentlemen, it should be made compulsory. Good leaders show by example, they lead by example. Unfortunately, last year, US president, ex-president, Donald Trump publicly defied this logic and usage, and he was without mask. It was criticized by one and all, by all the people. Finally, what happened? Almost 500,000, 756,000 people died in the United States. He is one such example. So let us all, like the UAE government says, we are all responsible. Let us follow the slogan. We should protect ourselves. We should protect our neighbors. We should protect everyone among the community members. UAE is leading by example. Though there are certain restrictions given, some relaxations given now, but it is not 100% completely removed from the scene. Hence, my team is totally for the motion that face mask should be made mandatory forever. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nagarajan. Let's observe 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots, please. Now, I would like to invite opening speaker from Team C speaking against the motion, Toastmaster Priya Natarajan. Toastmaster Priya Natarajan, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Can you see the timer?
Yes.
You may proceed, please.
Once again, good evening all. Chief Judge, debate moderator, great audience, and my worthy opponents. We, PSP Army, strongly stand against the motion. Face mask should be made mandatory forever by substantiating the following. See, the first point, the first impression you get about a person is by seeing how they smile, and moreover, smiling is an act of charity. Mask that smile. We must understand what your mouth and nose are designed for. Just think, they are designed for breathing and communicating with others, right? But by wearing mask, we are limiting that functionality. If I wear mask, my ears get irritation, and sometimes my hair gets caught in the ear straps, and I feel discomfort, and it's not allowing me to concentrate. Also, if you take people who wear glasses, it makes the glasses steam up, so they can't see properly. See, sweating is common. Sweat can make the mask become wet more quickly, which makes it difficult to breathe and promotes the growth of microorganisms, which is not good for health. And one more point, earlier we had good reason to be afraid of someone wearing mask. If you see someone wearing mask, he is a person who will engage in unlawful activities such as stealing, thefting, something like that. But now it is difficult to determine that a person is threat or not. Everyone is wearing mask. Another thing, a mask obstructs breathing and it is uncomfortable. It is harder to get good breath of air. People that have respiratory issues finding difficult to breathe with a mask on. The mask increases the oxygen deprivation stress, and it gives a lack of oxygen, which can suppress the immune system. And one more point, Just think, does the mask actually prevent the transmission of the virus? Just think. See, take some ventilated spaces. The answer is no, right? Because in those spaces, you are getting all the disadvantages of a mask with none of the benefits. It is determined that the vaccination provides long-term protection, not a mask. For a long term, we should think about environmental sustainability and resilience as well for recovery. The last point, coronavirus waste has become a new form of pollution now. I see many people throwing the used mask on the streets, and there is a grave issue for the environment and the ecosystem. Think about it. Used mask must be destroyed or disposed of properly. You should wash them in antiseptic liquid and then put them in a bag. Thank you. Over.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priya Natarajan. We'll now observe 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Now I would like to invite rebuttal speaker from Team C speaking against the motion, Toastmaster Venkatesh Nagarajan. Toastmaster Venkatesh Nagarajan, are you ready?
Yes.
Can you see the timer?
Yep.
You may proceed, please.
Debate moderator, respected chief judge, panel of judges, worthy opponents, and the fantastic audience. I quickly used that break of 5 minutes to grab a mask and bring it here with an intention that my worthy opponent would inspire me to wear the mask. Unfortunately, he had to lower his mask to even begin speaking. So there you are. We got the fourth participant of our team. The facts cited by our worthy opponent is wearing a mask 24/7. I'm sorry, mask is just something got familiar in the last 2 years, hardly. We have lived long years in our life without a mask. So that point is not tenable. It is not worth an argument anymore. Not caring for a mask is what caused the pandemic. I'm sorry. Not caring to be safe, not bothered about others is what that destroyed the whole world for a temporary moment of our lives today. And today we all have fought corona or whatever we call it, and we are all speaking. And as I see now, all the people on the screen don't wear a mask. So there, our case has won. Also, what I understand is the only thing which I want to compliment my worthy opponent is they wholeheartedly congratulated us for being their worthy opponents in the final. But other than that, I didn't find any part of the speech or the content, whether it is from physics or chemistry or biology or even logic, even tenable to be imposed as a motion. SARS, fantastic. We knew that SARS came quite few years back, and it is the same region which also spread the corona. So there again, my dear friends, you don't hold water on that argument point, because if they were wearing masks and they were cautious, without an iota of doubt, I can prove that this pandemic or the epidemic should not have emanated from the Far East region. So there again, my friends, I don't buy that argument. Also, you quoted about Robert Institute. Unfortunately, my hearing abilities were not that good at that point of time. You mentioned about the definition of what is covering the nose and mouth. I can do it with my hand. Achoo, I can sneeze. When I yawn, I can break. So I have those options. So why go and buy a mask? And last but not the least, the most important thing is in the Toastmasters forum, it is strictly forbidden to speak about politics. And unfortunately, you could have better used the name of a well-known politician or a well-known international personality instead of spelling out a name of a very unpopular person. And we rest our case, and we firmly believe that wearing of mask should not be made compulsory. We, the PSV Army, are against the motion, and we rest our case. Over to you, debate moderator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venkatesh Nagarajan. Now it's time for us to observe 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Next, I would like to invite rebuttal speaker from team A speaking for the motion, Toastmaster Jayesh Ved. Toastmaster Jayesh Ved, are you ready? Can you unmute?
Okay.
Can you see the timer?
Yeah.
You may proceed, please.
A laureate called Henry Truman has truly given a line of wisdom. Selfishness, individual or national, can cause most of the trouble in globe. With due respect to the worthy competitors, I would like to say I felt that there is a sense of selfishness, advantage or inadvertently, people to decide. You are concerned about smile? You will be smiling more if you are healthy and fit. You are concerned about your nose and the breathing? You will be breathing for, live and breathe for longer time of the period if you use mask against such a contagious disease. You are concerned about discomfort? Ask those who have gone through this COVID pandemic cases and this the ICU and allied problem, what kind of discomfort they had. You are concerned about the sweat that is dripping out of when wearing the mask. Oh my God! Ask about those who have poured blood, toil, and sweat in all this during the pandemic, during the people during the when their relatives got infected and they had to make post to pillar towards the hospitals and the doctors and for the same. You are concerned about the unlawful activities about stealing and all these things. Don't you have faith on the government and the present CC camera and versions and all that thing? I think all in all, though we are vaccinated, but vaccinated are only for the past cases. Moment the one vaccine comes and another variant of comes, example Delta. So vaccination are only to stop this the past variants, but not the present. So we have to be there. So even if we are there outside for whatever time within the time frame of 24/7, if you are for 8 hours or 24 hours, we are exposed to the outer atmosphere. We have to make sure that we have to wear the mask. It's not about us. It is not about only our comfort, but it is also the comfort about the individual. It is the comfort about the community. It is the comfort and the protection about the nation. It is all about having peace, confidence, health, correct creativity, and less pressure on the national resources. All this does warrant our attention. As Winston Churchill said, don't ask what nation can do. Yes, government can do a lot of things, but as Dubai used to display, we all are responsible. Ask what you can do for the nation. So yes, in order to fight for the newer variant, in order to take care and respect others, in order for having a longer benefit than the shorter one, I think we should have the mask. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jayashwet. Let's now observe 1 minute of silence so that the judges can mark their ballots. Next, I would like to invite the closing speaker from Team C speaking against the motion, Toastmaster Shivakumar Selvaraj. Toastmaster Shivakumar Selvaraj, are you ready?
Sir.
Can you see the timer?
Yeah.
You may please proceed.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, Chief Judge, panel of esteemed judges, debate moderator, and great audience. Last few minutes, our team has clearly demonstrated face mask should not be made mandatory forever. To sum up, let me recap some of the points discussed. Let me summarize. Our opening speaker clearly demonstrated why face mask should not be made mandatory. Our mouth and nose are designed for breathing and communicating with others, but wearing a mask limits that functionality. Also, it gives discomfort and promotes the growth of microorganisms. She further strengthened the argument by stating everyone have a natural immune system that protects against most pathogens. You breathe in and cause you to sneeze to get rid of it. With a mask, it stays right there forever. Vaccination gives us all protection and not mask. Moreover, coronavirus waste has become a new form of pollution that many people littering used masks on the streets. And this is a grave issue for the environment and the ecosystem. Our reputed speaker thrashed each and every point addressed with the opponent speaker. He refuted all the points by giving logical examples. Like, we all wear masks only for the last 2 years. For the last so many years, we didn't wear masks. We can stay safe without mask. Far East region eradicated many of the diseases without mask. And he politely requested the opponent to avoid speaking about the political personnel. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very certain our team has proved without a slightest doubt that face mask should not be mandatory forever. And we strongly believe the same. We rest our case. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivakumar Selvaraj. Let's observe 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark the ballots. Next, I would like to invite the closing speaker from team A speaking for the motion, Toastmaster Preeti Mohan. Toastmaster Preeti Mohan, are you ready?
Yes, yes, sir.
Can you see the timer?
Yeah.
You may please proceed.
I would like to reinforce and summarize what my fellow members have said, that face masks should be made mandatory forever. My fellow member did mention about his own life experience with COVID. Regarding the hygiene, explained about how face masks help to protect oneself and others. How face masks help to keep the country safe regarding the country's initiatives in taking care of the safety of each and everyone by following the safety protocols. How health is more important over a beautiful smile. How to have faith on the government which is taking care of its people. Vaccination is not enough to keep ourselves safe. This is all for us and for our people. We all are responsible for our own safety. For all the above reasons, we strongly believe that face masks should be made mandatory forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Preeti Mohan. With this, we come to an end of today's debate contest. Now we'll have 3 minutes of silence for judges to collate their ballots. Participation and winner certificates would be shared in between. And at the end of 3 minutes, we would wait for the chief judge to announce the winning teams as well as the winners who would represent Sharjah Toastmasters in the inter-club debate contest. Let's observe 3 minutes of silence now. Chief Judge, are we ready with the results?
Still, it takes some more time.
All right, okay.
Meanwhile, you can do other proceedings, if any. It may take another 5 minutes for us.
We would wait for the results, Chief Judge.
Yeah, as you wish. Yes, are you ready for the results?
Yes, please.
Okay, so face masks should be made mandatory forever. When I had the topic, I have a thought like, maybe face mask trading would help as a good business. So I thought, okay, this debate I must attend, I must know. Then after the debate, I decided to drop my business plans, as the winning team is face mask should made mandatory forever, and they are opposing the motion. It's a team C who won the debate. And with the 3 debates, XCOM has requested to choose the best role player so that they can be best representative on behalf of the club. So I will be announcing the best opening speaker, best rebuttal speaker, and best summary speaker, and best supporting member for the Sharjah Toastmasters Club. So with the help of panel of judges, this is our decision. The best opening speaker is Toastmaster Priya Natarajan, right? Priya Natarajan. And best rebuttal speaker is Toastmaster Venkatesh Nagarajan. And best summary speaker is Toastmaster Shivakumar. And best supporting member is Toastmaster Nagarajan. Thank you one and all, and thank you XCOM, and thank you team and panel of judges and other supporting role players to make this debate remarkable. Over to you, debater, debate moderator, DTM Rajesh Chulial.
Thank you so much, Division K Director and Chief Judge Toastmaster Shashidhar Bairapu, for your support to Sharjah Toastmasters, which is very, very valuable. We equally thank the panel of eminent judges, along with Toastmaster Shashidhar, who took time from their busy schedule, as well as from their personal time on a working day evening. We at Sharjah Toastmasters are indeed grateful to you. Thank you once again. And I would like to equally thank all the participants and the attendees. Without your participation, this wouldn't have been a great function what we had witnessed today. Congratulations to all the winners and all the participants, and special congratulations to PSV Army. It is as good as selecting the winning team who have happened to be the best in all the three. Congratulations, and I'm more than certain, and I'm sure everyone would join me in my belief that you would make Sharjah Toastmasters proud in the ICDC, which is going to happen on the 10th of December for Division K. What a meeting we had today. What a takeaway message. Tons of takeaway messages in a matter of 60 minutes or so. We had learned how to accept each other. We have learned how to debate, the art of debate with the best possible manner by witnessing the stalwarts of Sharjah Toastmasters against each other, but with the full respect to the opponents, and then by fully within the ground rules of Toastmasters fraternity, everything. And as I said in the first place, it would be a great miss for those members as well as the guests who had missed the event today. When I thank the judges panel of the chief judge panel of judges, participants and attendees, how can I forget someone, one person in particular, who is the organizer in chief, who is the Zoom master, who is the timer, and all in all, the driving force behind today's debate contest, Toastmaster Kanti. You have done an excellent job, Toastmaster Kanti. Without your 100% dedication, commitment, this wouldn't have happened. Honestly speaking, I do not have words to express my gratitude to you. Thank you once again, Toastmaster Kanti. Now the winners can start working. I believe that already they have started working and they have proved it here, and it would be just a continuation of what they have been doing to take further to the finals of ICDC. Now, as we said earlier, now it's time for us. I do not see much of the guests here, but I would like to hear from Mr. Francisco. Mr. Francisco, are you there?
Yes, I am there.
Are you a Toastmaster or not?
No, not yet, not yet.
All right. So having witnessed the debate contest, how would you rate the contest, and could we please hear from you? A few seconds.
Yeah, it was really a pleasure to, although I joined the debate session quite late, about an hour late, but got to understand a lot about how Sharjah Toastmaster is organizing such events and how it develops the skills of actually debating in a positive manner and on such topics, and keeping the values intact and not getting other social vibes into the picture, and actually debating in a rightful manner in the right spirits. It was a great learning and understanding through this debate session.
Thank you so much, Mr. Francisco. Nice to hear that you have enjoyed our debate contest, which is again a testimony for the hard work which all the participants and the organizers have put together. Now we are running behind our time, and I have two announcements to be made before we wind up for the day. One is our next meet about the remaining contest for the season. In the first meeting of December, which is on the 8th of December, we would have humorous and evaluation contest. Please take a note. 8th of December, the first online meeting, we would have humorous and evaluation contests. And the first meeting in January 2022, which is falls on the 12th of January, we would have international and table topics contest. Now, talking about the next meeting, meeting number 559, which is going to be a hybrid meeting in Hotel Lavender. So I would request every one of you present here to be part of the hybrid meeting so that we can move in big numbers when it comes to hybrid meetings. Once again, congratulations everyone, and special congratulations to Team TSV Army for taking the way forward to the finals. And I'm more than certain that you would make us proud at the division level and beyond. And with this, I would like to announce that meeting number 558 has closed. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, President. I request everyone to switch on the camera, please. I would like to take the group photo. Now 16 are there. Yes, Rakesh bro, come on. Yeah, thank you, Shelva bro. And Pramila ma'am, please open your camera. Hi, Francisco. Hi. Hello, Jani sir. Hello, Gurumurthy. And hello, Biju Narayanan. Yes. Yeah, are you ready? Shall we smile? Yes, I like DTM Nagarajan sir's smile. Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you, Gandhi bro.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Those XCOM, fantastic job. Well done.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And nice to see a lot of new faces, and I think we are having more responsibility to keep them as active members. I'm just looking forward to be a very active member once again because of certain personal things. I'm not able to devote much time, but I'm looking forward.
Good.
I would like